Hey guys, it is Kudo Craftster and I'm finally back with an actual process video. So right now I'm just showing you what products that I used, stamping and die cutting those florals that you're going to see, because let me warn you, I'm going to go way overboard with this 12 by 12 layout. I know I was going to do a Project Life process video, but it's a little crazy that I found two different layouts while I was cleaning my craft desk, and there were missing components like photos and embellishments, and my craft room right now is like, I just need 10% more to deal with. I do have one more craft room product that I bought to display my Project Life cards in front of me, so I'm reminded to use them, and that won't arrive till tomorrow. So I thought it was a little unfair to do a craft tour video without that. So I will film that video tomorrow once I'm completely done with my craft room. But I'm happy that I got majority of it done. So anyways, back into the process. This is an old photo of me in med school. If you don't know, I did med school in the Philippines for only 1 year. I know I've gotten a lot of messages on my Instagram about the process, what's the story, how did you get there, because there are a few people who are interested in going overseas for med school. I don't really reply to those messages because it's not something I'm not ready to talk about, to be honest. Of course, the reason why, or one of the reasons why I did not complete med school, is because of my brother who is in leukemia, or who had leukemia, but he's in remission now. So it was also a blessing in disguise, because I wanted time to really think about if that's what I really want to do and so forth. But I'm not going to really get into details about that. Maybe one day, possibly, I don't know. I might do a video of how I did that whole process of going overseas. And I know I got a lot of questions, why the Philippines and so forth. If you don't know, I'm half Filipino, half Mexican. So of course, one of the reasons why I decided to go to the Philippines is because my mother was born there, she was raised there, and I wanted to learn more about my culture. And plus, I've met a lot of great Filipino doctors and nurses that inspired me to go to the Philippines. But like I said, that's for a different video. So, of course, in the middle of that photo is me, and then on the left side is Gian, and then on the right side of me is Aljun. So we had this little, like, just for entertainment purposes for the class, because when I first started my first year of med school, I had a list of crushes, and we were a class of, like, we first started off 160 students, and then by the end of the year we went down to 120. So there was a lot of people who quit first year. So I had a list of crushes, and I got down to 2 of them. So everyone knew about my list, and I felt like I was back in high school, to be honest. And so for entertainment purposes, because everyone was trying to figure out who am I really going to end up with, and everyone was picking Gian because he's the better looking out of both of them. But I gravitated towards Aljun. He was funny, because, you know, good looks is not everything. I mean, Gian is a great guy too, but I don't know, like, I always go for the underdog person, lack of a better word. So anyways, don't want to get into a tangent about them. So I came up with this idea, because if you don't know, this paper, I really thought this paper was from the In Bloom My Minds collection, but it's not. I read on the industry strip that it's actually from Gingham Farm, My Mind's Eye, which is very surprising to me because that paper to me really looked like it was from In Bloom, but it's not. So yeah, that's from the Gingham Farm collection, and I just love the florals. And just so you know, I've already done a previous Project Life process video on this same photo. I will put a link in the description box if you guys want to check that out. I recorded that back in like 2016, I think. So the quality is just to let you know, but hopefully you'll still watch it. So right now, and I'm really happy I got to use that huge acetate from Studio Calico. Like I had that for a long time, and I thought it was perfect to use for this photo because we just had this little Filipino drama going on. So it was just perfect. So my idea was to make, just go all out, release all that creativity that's been stuck within me for months. Just go all out, use your enamels, use your die cutting machine. Just don't hoard. What's the point of buying all this stuff if you don't use it? So that's why it does get once you see the end result, you're gonna be like, whoa. Yeah, so I decided to do like a cluster around the photo with florals. So it was florals and hearts and words. So those were the top 3 icons or elements that I wanted to use in this layout. I was thinking of doing the regular circle enamel dots, but I thought it just didn't go. I didn't think it would look well with the florals and the hearts. There are too many shapes going on, so I wanted to just keep it to a minimum when it comes to different elements and shapes. So that's why I only stuck with florals and hearts and words. So I did use all of those gray enamel hearts. I didn't open any of my new enamel hearts. I'm trying to use whatever enamels that I've already opened. So I didn't have a lot of enamel hearts to use, but I did use some of those wood veneer that I've had, and I'm so happy I did use quite a few wood veneers in this layout. So I did do a little bit of stenciling here. I wanted this to come out like, when you blow a dandelion and all the little seeds, I guess, blow away. Like I wanted something like that, some kind of effect like that, but it doesn't really look like that. So I do cover it just a little bit, but I'm glad I didn't go too overboard with the stenciling. So I just picked 3 colors that went with the color scheme of this whole layout. So gray, light brown, and green. So I did have those pretty pale Prima Marketing tickets, and I was thinking of just using only one, but cleaning my craft room, I really thought one day would be enough, but 2 to 3 days, it's a revelation to me that yeah, they're pretty, scrapbooking stuff, embellishments are so pretty to look at and to hoard, but what's the point of buying them if you don't use them? So that's why I had to force myself, use those tickets, use them. And plus they look great with the layout. So I do add 2 additional pretty pale tickets, and it just went the colors of the tickets and the words of the tickets just went so well with the whole layout. And so that's where this is where I start adding more of the wood veneers. And after that first wood veneer, I decided not to staple them after that because it was the first time I didn't want to see the actual staple in this layout. So I decided to use my Tombow as the main adhesive instead of just, and plus some of those wood veneer hearts are really itty bitty, so I had no choice but to use adhesive. So I do have a bunch of hearts that I punched out with with my heart punch, and I'm glad I got to use a few of those, because when I first buy a punch and I get it, I just right away go through my scrap papers and start punching out like crazy, and then I have a whole pile of it and I barely use it. So this is just one of those layouts that made me feel really good about using what I had in my craft room, whether it's dies and tickets and punched out hearts, enamels. Like, I was just really, really happy that I just no holding back. So yeah, so I did make some florals dimensional, and I did make some of them flat and, you know, hidden behind the photo, because I really wanted a lot of dimension and layers in this layout. And I'm glad I didn't use any scrap paper to back the actual photo, because the photo has a white border around it. So it was because if I had added scrap papers behind this photo, I think it would have looked way too busy. And plus, I didn't want to cover too much of that beautiful paper, so that's why I didn't back it with anything or used any other extra scrap papers. So this is where I start adding these wood veneer words, and the dream especially, like, it just fit perfectly with that ticket happy dream. And yeah, it was a happy dream. So I started going through my stickers, and I just used the hearts, since that's one of the main elements in this whole layout. And some of the hearts do have some words on it, like XOXO, and I forgot what the other one, though that would be the last one that I will use, because there is a 12x12 sticker sheet that I do use like 2 stickers from, but that's okay. As long as I'm using a little bit of it or some of it, it's great. So I added this label towards the bottom because I gotta write something, you know. I mean, I'm gonna look back like, who are these guys again? So I added another sticker, and that's pretty much it for this whole layout. Told you it went a little overboard, but I like how it came out. So I hope you guys enjoy this process video, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully a craft room tour 2020. So see you guys next time. Bye.